Alright, that took longer than anticipated. He was hiding underneath the bed, and we had to go get him out. We had to get a broom and make him get out from underneath the bed. He does not like our grandniece, so he was hiding. And I always try to remind Chris, don't let him into the living room on the weekdays, because he immediately will run underneath the bed and hide. He either needs to be in my office or outside in the catio. And she let him in the house, and he went right under the bed. So I just put him back outside. Plus, we have a contractor coming today, and he will freak the fuck out when that guy gets here.
The Hand of Morkel is held in something called the... I think it said Heart Forge? We need to rekindle the forge. Endless breath has to mean bellows, and untold rage is... a furnace? Strange way to say it. I'm missing something.
There is not enough
Can you look
traffic
around for a
to
bellows
play
and
older
some kind
games,
of blast
tomfoolery.
furnace?
So as a general rule, I focus on new games as a rule. So like this year, I think we're up around, I know we played 50 at least. We played at least 50 new games this year. I would have to go look at the actual list to know exactly how many. But I try to play 3 to 5 games every month, minimum. New releases. September we played 9 games. October we played 7 games. Most of the months this year I played 5, at least 5 games per month this year. And then some months was more than that. For the most part, I stuck to new releases this year. We are currently playing through older games, but they are new to me, being Fallout 76 and Elder Scrolls Online. Both of these are technically older games. They are not new releases. Also, Destiny 2. I played Destiny 2 for quite a bit this year and pre-bought the Year of Prophecy, which includes Renegades, which comes out today. But I haven't played in a couple of months because of PS5 blowing up on me. Anyway, yeah, there's not enough traffic to go back and play through old games. So one thing I did earlier this year, I think it was when the PS5 blew up, and I didn't have my PS5 here, and so I was trying to find something to do to fill in the gaps. I went and played Knights of the Old Republic on the Xbox, right? Very old game, great game, classic game, one of the most beloved RPGs of all time. Yeah, like 30 people watching. That's not enough to, that's enough to fill in the gaps in between other projects. But, having only 30 people watching is not going to pay my bills. Like, I have to, I need to be, these days, as long as we're hitting our daily minimums of like 60 to 80 people watching the streams, those are my minimums these days. Like 60 to 80, that pays the basic bills. And then we get our sponsorships and other stuff. So I mean, but yeah, it's not worth it to play old games because you're only gonna get like 30 people that watch. And if you're focused on growth and you want to get bigger and you want to move on to new projects and you want to get better sponsorships and you want to do all of these cool things and grow your brand, you can't be working on old games. You have to be focusing on new games, working with the companies that are putting out new products, striking brand deals, building relationships with these publishers, and you can't do any of that if you're stuck playing old games. And that actually is a great episode that we can clip out. Matter of fact, we are at 3. Let's put this in here. Playing old games. So I have a series on YouTube called How to Make a Living as a Content Creator and Streamer. We've done 16, 18 episodes now. We'll put this into that. I'm going to expound upon this slightly more here. Let me get out of this conversation sequence here.
Morkel Clan prefers simple solutions.
So, there is an episode of this series, and I can't remember which one it is, but it was early on in the series when I talked about deciding early on in your streaming career or your content creation career, whatever you're trying to do, whether it's streaming or content creation, you have to decide early on are you going to be a variety streamer, or are you going to be a niche content creator who focuses in on a niche? That niche might be, as an example, Babylonia is a Bethesda streamer. He primarily focuses his energies on Bethesda games. Now, he does play other games outside of that, like he did some Borderlands 4 earlier this year. But he mostly focuses on Bethesda games because he loves the creation engine, and he puts a lot of time into the mods, and he's very into the mod scene for Bethesda games and the creation engine, the creation kits. So he's very much into that. So if you go look at Babylonia's channel, the vast majority of the things that he works on are Fallout and Starfield, and Elder Scrolls related, because that's his niche. He is using that as the niche that he is starting with, and he's been doing very good at growing his community over the past. I think he's been pretty dedicated to it for about the past 6-8 months. And that's one option. The other option is to go variety. And one of the things I talked about in the episode was, if you're going to go with any option, regardless of the option it is, you can use older games as a starting point because you know them, and it's easy for you to crank out guides around those games and let's play episodes. It's a great starting point, but it is not sustainable for long-term growth if, and here's the key, if growth is a part of what you're after. If you're retired and you don't give a shit about the traffic and all that other stuff, then sure, go ahead and stream nostalgia games, and etc. But if you're, I'm not completely retired, but I am semi-retired. But I do care about growth because I have additional things that I still need to accomplish over the next 3 to 4 years that require additional revenue. So as I'm still literally, what Chris and I are doing is filling out the rest of our pension right now. So we should be pretty much set after 4 to 5 years and good for the rest of our lives. But we're still not quite there yet. So I still have to hustle. So for me, playing old games, the way that I treat those is as filler content in between the other things. So like I said, when my PS5 blew up in September, I think it was, I had about 6 weeks where I did not have a PS5. Because I had to wait for the insurance claim. That was a process. That was like a month of emails and sending it off and waiting to hear back. And then it was, another week to get a new machine. And so I already had, I've got a gaming PC, I've got an Xbox Series X. So, okay, I'm going to fill in the gaps. Because what came out during that time? Well, I couldn't play Destiny 2 at the time. The Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 DLC dropped. I owned that, but I couldn't play that. And then I also owned the Path of Exile 2 early access on the PS5, and they dropped a new, Season 3 or whatever it was. All of those things happened in September, and I didn't have my PS5, so I couldn't play those things when they were releasing. So I dropped back over to the Xbox, and I went and played some stuff that were older games. Like I went and picked up Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2 because they were like $3 a piece to buy them on the Xbox. I've played those games a bunch over the years, but it was like a cool little filler project that we did for a few weeks in between other things. But the reality is that nostalgia games, generally speaking, there's not a big enough audience for those to facilitate any growth. Think of it this way: we're all getting older. There is an amount of audience that plays those older games, and that audience is getting smaller every year because those people are dying off. There's not a lot of people who give a shit about Zork in 2025 because Zork was 40 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, the people who cared about Zork are in their 70s and 80s now, and or shuffling off this mortal coil. So going back and playing Zork for the nostalgia is going to get you a very limited amount of audience because there's just not enough people playing that. So, yeah, when something's blowing up, play older stuff, right? If you don't want to grow, that's exactly the strategy. So playing old games is a cool thing to do in between other projects, but it's also, that's all it should be good for in my mind, is between other projects if you're focused on growth. It also, because I'm playing an older game right now. We're playing Elder Scrolls Online. The case for me is that I had never played Elder Scrolls Online before. I've already done like 60 new games this year. I got to November and I said, you know what? November, December, January, I'm going to do some me stuff because I've already made the money I needed to make for the year. I've already hit all my growth numbers for the year. I'm in a very good place, knock on wood. I'm in a very good place as a content creator and streamer. Coming up on my 4th year anniversary, I have a solid, established audience. I can afford to take some time off and focus on some me projects for the holidays, and then kind of ease into next year's release schedule when it starts hitting. And some other stuff have happened along the way. Like there are some things like November I didn't have on the books was Anno 117 from Ubisoft. They reached out, do you want a key for this game? Fuck yeah, I'll take a key for this game. So that became something that was part of the November schedule that was not part of the November schedule to begin with. I tried the demo for Avashin Steel, which is out right now, which I'm not playing. There's a reason for that. There are things that I tried in November that were not on the schedule. This month, I can already tell you, I had this month's schedule lined out at the beginning of October. I already have 2 things happening this month that were not originally planned, and that's because of companies coming to me and reaching out and saying, hey, do you want to do this? And me saying, I would love to do this because working with companies is an opportunity. And so when those opportunities come along, you need to take advantage of those. So on the 15th of December, I've got 2 things that I'm going to be doing that are working with companies who are putting out new products. December 3rd, which is tomorrow, Guild Wars Reforged is dropping. Not a new product, but a relaunch of an old product, which is important to cover because it's a new thing, and to play for a few days to capture the audience and capture that moment in time when people are hot on something. And in between that, play the games that I already had planned into the cycle. But the thing with the Fallout as an example, both Elder Scrolls Online and Fallout 76 are online games, which means they already have a built-in audience, and 2, they're MMOs, which means it's really easy for me to jump in and create guides that are going to get good traffic, even though they are older games, because I'm a first-time player. That draws eyes because all these veteran players go, ooh, new person playing Elder Scrolls, ooh, new person playing Fallout 76, let's go watch that person. It's a first-time experience. I remember that journey. I want to feel that nostalgia. I'm going to feel that nostalgia by watching this player play through. Specifically in the case of Fallout 76 was me looking at it going, okay, Bethesda has a new season of the Fallout show coming in December. They're doing a ton of publicity around the Fallout franchise, with Fallout 76 having a new DLC in December, the Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition, Fallout Shelter having big updates. It behooves me, because I'm already going to watch the show anyway and review the show on my channel. Let's go play Fallout 76 for November and December, because it will coincide with the marketing push that Bethesda is doing. Gets me good traffic. People are interested in the show. What games can I play since this show is based on, Fallout 76? Who's streaming Fallout 76? Oh, there's this guy Renfail playing Fallout 76. Oh, okay, cool. They're going to watch me. Now, there are other people playing Fallout 76 as well, but that's a strategic decision to play an older game that coincides with the TV show, which means it's not treated as an old game as such, because the audience is not a stagnant old audience. It's a brand new audience of people coming from a TV show looking at potentially playing a game related to the IP. So those are all factors into it. I say all that to say that, yes, playing old games can be beneficial when you add them into your rotation as filler content, and or if it's going to get a boost of popularity for something like Guild Wars Reforged. That's a 20-year-old game, which I have no desire in playing. I loved Guild Wars when it came out. I own all the DLCs. I had a great time. No desire to play Guild Wars ever again. Ever. I have no desire to play that game. But Guild Wars Reforged is going to get lots of traffic for about a week. So, me jumping into Guild Wars Reforged is a great marketing opportunity, because it's going to have a lot of eyes on it for a few days, and while the eyes are on Fallout, or excuse me, while the eyes are on Guild Wars, I can go hop in and play that. Um, it would also be great if I had the time to also jump into Destiny 2 right now because they have a DLC coming out today as well. So I'm going to see if I can't make that happen this week as well. Because I do enjoy Destiny 2. I just got sidetracked when my PS5 blew up in September. Anyway, um, there are times when playing old games can be beneficial, but I just don't think it's anything that is sustainable for building a channel off of. At least not if you want to, if you're focused on growth. Like, because all of the opportunities that come from working with companies are for new releases. Like, no, like, I'm not getting sponsorship opportunities to play Elder Scrolls Online or EverQuest 2 or Guild Wars or any of that stuff. I am getting sponsorship opportunities to play new games like Voyages of Nera, and this year we did Chronos, The New Dawn. We did we did 12 or 15, bunch of stuff for Dune Awakening and Funcom this year. Shiny Dynamics with Title Rush. We did Anno 117 recently. Like those types of opportunities to work with companies and to get sponsorship deals and all that stuff, that's not happening for older games. Period. End of story. Like EverQuest 2 as an example, great game. They put out yearly DLCs. They don't have a budget to pay content creators. And their content creator program is literally just, we'll give you some access to special goodies and I'm fuck that, pay me. Like, if you're not going to pay me, I don't want to be in your content creator program. So yeah, new games are where it's at if you want to grow your channel and have brand deals and get sponsorships and all that stuff. It's all based on focusing on new things. Mike Knight over on TikTok says, what if you play old games but in video format but for passion on the side? Yeah, that's something completely different. Yeah, that goes into what I was saying earlier. If you're retired or you don't care about the money, then yeah, play all those old games. But this is an episode, this is getting clipped out for the episode of how to make a living as a content creator and streamer for that series I have over on YouTube. So we're focusing on, is this something that you can actually do if you're going to be focused on growth? And the reality is no. And whatever episode it was of the series where I talked about that before, I mentioned that when I first got going as a streamer 4 years ago, I was co-streaming with several other people who were also, we were all like doing old school MMOs. So we were doing like EverQuest 1, Project 1999, the Vanguard Saga of Heroes emulator server, EverQuest 2, the legendary servers for Lord of the Rings Online, all of that other stuff. And by the end of that first year, I realized that my channel was going like nowhere. It was like I had a very finite audience of people who were interested in the old school things, and I went, yeah, I want to actually grow my channel and make money at this and become successful, so I'm going to go off and do all this other stuff. None of those people are still streaming anymore. They all abandoned their channels, and it's because there was no growth in it, and they all disappeared off the internet. So if you're like Granny Skyrim Granny, or whatever her name is, Skyrim Grandma, and you're 70 years old and you're retired and you don't care about the money, sure, you can play an older game and still find an audience with that. But Skyrim Grandma only plays one game. That's it. And part of her shtick, as it were, was the fact that she was a 70-year-old grandma. I mean, she's 90 now, but I don't know how old she was when she started Skyrim, probably in her 80s. Her shtick was that she was an old lady playing Skyrim. That's part of what made her popular. Well, yeah, I mentioned at the beginning, Drew Brum, like picking a niche. Yeah, city builders and strategy games is definitely a niche. Survival games is a niche. Extraction games are a niche. Bethesda games are a niche. Action RPGs are a niche. Fishing games and hunting games are a niche. Like, there's all sorts of niches you could pick if you wanted to. I went variety because I like to play video games and I like to play lots of different types of games. Like someone said recently, I've been playing Gran Turismo 7 the past few days. It's an older game, but I'm in my free time right now, and I looked at it, and when it's on sale for 45 bucks or whatever to get the digital edition, I haven't played a racing game in about 6 months. I had a craving. I'll get it out of my system within a week. But it was like, but I've been watching, there've been every single time I stream that game over the past 3 or 4 days, I've had people coming in going, I didn't see this on the cards for Renfail's channel. And it's like, well, I don't often play racing games, but I do sometimes play racing games. The last one I played, I think, was Forza Horizon. Before that, it was Motorsport 3. But I do like to, I don't only play RPGs. I occasionally play shooters. Occasionally play racing games. I love MLB The Show and NBA 2K, but I haven't played either one of those in a couple of years, even though I have previously played them every single year. Just because there were so many new releases this year, I didn't have time to do all that stuff, so. I was actually just talking to my brother about Lord of the Rings, Return to Moria. Unfortunately, it doesn't look... It's... I love Lord of the Rings, but it doesn't look like a game that is... It just looks like another generic crafting survival game that happens to have dwarves and be themed into Moria. And both of he and I looked at that and went, yeah, I don't... For either one of us, it was like, I don't think that's enough to justify... I mean, survival games are not my... Like, it's not my favorite genre. And I've already played so many survival games this year. It's like, plus I'm playing Voyages of Nera right now, which is a survival game. We did a ton of Dune Awakening this year. I'm just like, nah, not really. I don't feel like I need to go do another crafting survival game. Because that's the thing, yeah, if you play one, you play. But it's also like, I was talking earlier about of Ash and Steel. So Cassis Plays is playing it right now, and he is having a moment with his channel. Like, he's been a community member here for quite a while now, and he's a variety streamer who's been growing his channel, and he hustles. He fucking hustles. Like, if you're not watching Cassis Plays, you should definitely watch Cassis Plays. Like, he's a guy who's out there hustling. And he's working on growing, and he's just busting ass, kicking ass, and taking names. And he's having a moment with Ash and Steel. Like, and sometimes you're going to make judgment calls on new games, and you might not necessarily want to play all the new games that come out. When I played the demo, I was like, it's too janky for me. And I've played enough janky games this year, I didn't feel the need to play another janky game. But like, he's playing it right now, and he's been like, his previous averages were like 30 to 40, maybe 50 people per stream on YouTube. He's been getting like 120, 150 people watching him play of Ash and Steel, which is great. Perfect example of why focusing on new games is a good thing, because you're going to get way more traffic than you would get playing older games. And sometimes you're going to play a game that does really, really well, and that goes into the episode we talked about of identifying viral trends and tapping into those, because sometimes you're going to hit a gold mine with a game, and you need to ride that train for all it's worth, and you're not going to find that with older games. Or at least it's going to be very rare. I've played a lot of older games over the years between things. The only time I have ever seen an older game hit it off was with No Man's Sky. I came into No Man's Sky on World's Update Part 1, never having played the game before, 8 years into the game's life cycle, and all of a sudden I'm getting like 250 people watching my streams. I'm getting the Kingmaker slot on Twitch, and I was like sitting here going, what the hell is going on? Like, this traffic is insane, and I'm playing like an 8-year-old game. But it was because they had just done a massive update, and I happened to be one of the few people that were streaming it who was a new player, and so there was a bunch of people wanting to check out the update. That doesn't happen very often. By the way, even though of Ash and Steel is an RPG, I'm choosing not to play it purposely because, as Morticimal Gaming said, it might be a good game in 2 years. It's not a good game right now. It is a janky hot mess that I think is an early access title that should not have been released into 1.0. But if you're okay with the jank and you don't mind the bugs and all that other stuff, it is a great game at its core. It just needs a lot more polish. But that's a perfect opportunity of, like, you can even find success playing a lot of early access titles these days too, as long as you're willing to put in the time and play lots of them to figure out which ones are going to be the ones that work well for you. Anyway, that's enough rambling. This is going into the series on how to make a living as a content creator and streamer on YouTube. So if you're watching this after the fact, make sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and check the list below. The playlist below has all of the previous entries. It's actually set up as a course on YouTube that you can watch through and complete off as you watch each individual episode. So make sure to check all the previous ones out. And of course, stay tuned because we do this kind of stuff all the time. We're live on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and TikTok right now. Coming up on 4 hours into the live stream today. Breakfast is ready? Okay, thank you. All right, let's get through here. Oh, that pissed this guy off. Alright, we need to run through to the other chamber. Oh, there better not be an order to these. Nope. Yep, there's gonna be enemies. Oh, it's gonna be the statues come alive. Go quick before the statues come up.
You did it! Now for purest heart. The old clan
Purest heart.
also means blood.
Danica says your videos showing trolls how to eat crow are amazing. I'm a new streamer myself, only been doing it for a few months, just juggling streaming and work. Everybody starts somewhere. I'm glad you have found those videos entertaining.
Flash of the knife. Look, it's opening. Like a hand. Opening. Oh. Oh no. The hand of Morkel isn't our forge hammer. It's the cage around it. And if my clan's old word for heart also means blood, then this wasn't our heart forge. It was our...
Blood Forge.
My mother says we're the best smiths in Rothgar because we put heart in the steel. Whose heart? Whose blood?
Yeah.
Morkel clan hasn't had enemies since the days of Morkelden. Did we feed our rivals to that thing?
Well, your clan locked the Forge Hammer away.
You're right. The old poems aren't about honor we lost when we left Morkelden. It's honor gained for burying our greatest shame beneath a mountain of ice. And a warning to stay away from the hand of Morkel, which... well, we couldn't have known.
Are you gonna lock the hammer away?
Not without blood magic. But I can't just leave it here. It's our heritage. I'll bring it back to the stronghold, but what then? What do I tell my clan?
Well, your clan's greatest strength was leaving. You don't need this
Of
place.
course. Returning the Forge Hammer will fill my clan with pride. Enough to take the sting away when I explain what Morgulden was. We must make peace with our ancestors and remember the lessons they taught. They've forged with clean hands for generations. The clan needs to know why that's important. I heard a rumbling when you rekindled the forge. Maybe another way out. Anything to avoid those ogres.
Could I potentially... they want me to take the exit. I was like, could I just way shrine out? Doesn't look like it. Girlfriend, wait up.
Look, a door hidden by the ice. Is that
Welcome to
sunlight?
Rothgar.
This is close to Orsinium. Useful if we ever need to return to the blood, the Heart Forge. Meet me at Morkel's stronghold?
Yep, but I am gonna portal back, dear. Oh no, can I not portal back? Was there really not a portal over there? Huh.
You tired of walking? Very well.
Yes, I'm tired of walking, sir. That's what we have mounts for. There was totally... They need to have like a frickin' way shrine to this place.
Come here. Stand by my side as I address the clan.
Give me 2 seconds, everybody. Chris yelled at me that my breakfast was ready, so let me go grab it.
Quiet! Ashaka speaks on a matter concerning the clan.
Morkel clan, I come to you with a hard truth. But when have we ever feared the truth? I return from Morkelden with our clan's greatest treasure. Behold, the Hand of Morkel. It's true our ancestors locked away the hammer, but not for the reasons we thought. Morkelden housed a blood forge. It's true, our clan once turned to dark magic, but they faced this hard truth and abandoned it. For the blood we work into the metal is our own, not that of our enemies. I say to you, that is the strength of Morkel. This hammer shows our ancestors' strength. With it, we forge a new destiny.
Prepare yourselves, my clan. Soon we march to Orsinium. We shall build it anew.
Do you see how my clan looks at the Forge Hammer? The fire in their eyes? They'll rebuild Orsinium by themselves if they have to. Now, I name you Bloodkin to Morkel clan. Last thing I'll do before heading to Orsinium. The king needs a clan who can work its great forge. You think we'd let Shatul embarrass us with their inferior iron? Pfft.
I thought she was going to address them. She hasn't done anything yet. I think we have to go inside and talk to the chief. Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what it is. If I don't go eat it, she ends up covering it and sticking it in the microwave, and then she won't tell me twice. Oh, she addressed them while I was gone. All right, thanks, Levinko. I was thinking that it was gonna after I
Kurog's
clicked the option.
outsider. I'm not sure what you did exactly, but you somehow restored peace to my family and thereby helped my clan. You have my thanks.
Hopefully, I have you at the Great Moot.
Sure, why not? I'll go to this moot and listen to what Kurog has to say. It's the least I can do after you helped us with our family problem. Perhaps I'll see you in Orsinium, outsider.
All right, I'm pretty sure I saw a crystal over here somewhere. Yeah. It's a 10% chance. Well, oh, it worked. Haha, yay. All right, back to the king. She started saying about something not using enemy blood for metalwork of their own. Okay, that's cool. Ah, I wish I wouldn't have missed that. The voiceovers have been really good at this.
Staring at me than I anticipated.
I've been really enjoying this
What
DLC.
a strange time you live in.
I'm loving it, but I'm playing it as a first-time player, so I've got, I don't know, I'm like 60 hours in, 70 hours in or something, and I've got like 10 years of DLC ahead of me, so for someone like me who is a new player, Elder Scrolls Online is a great opportunity because there's just a shitload of stuff to do. Is he at his tavern?
What was I thinking coming here? I never should have left Orin.
And my champion returns. Still alive, and with most of your vital body parts intact. My
And I brought
shield wives
cheese.
owe me.
Cheese for
I
everyone.
told them not to bet against me. But enough of that. Were you successful? Are the clan chiefs going to attend the moot?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect! You've done me a great service, my friend. The moot will be remembered as the turning point for Rothgar. The day when all the clans united under the rule of a strong and visionary king. A new golden age for the Orsimer begins here.
All right. What happens now, sir?
Now? Why, we prepare for the moot, of course. It will be packed. Clan chiefs from the farthest reaches of Rothgar will come together to finally accept my vision for the future. This is how a kingdom is born. Too bad Bosrog is going to miss it.
He's not attending?
Don't worry about Bosrog. He hasn't been seen since the attack on the temple. He's probably gone so deep into hiding or run so far away that we'll never see that traitor again.
Daniken wants to know if I've written any books. I have. I've written, I don't even know how many now. A bunch. I've got like 25 million words in print around the world. I spent a good chunk of the last 20 years as a writer. A lot of it in the travel space. So I have a bunch of like travel guides and how-to guides and living in different places. The first book I ever wrote was called the Expat Guidebook, which is how to make a living as a digital nomad traveling all around the world working online. Most recently, we published, was it last January? Yeah, because this was the first year since 2008 I have not written anything professionally. This year I solely focused on YouTube. Twitch, well, not just YouTube, but I focused on YouTube, Twitch, and full-time on all my streaming stuff. There's a link somewhere, depending on where you're watching. You're watching on TikTok. Follow the links. It will lead you to my YouTube channel. It will lead you to my everything. And you'll eventually just follow the links and you'll end up on my Amazon page. And you can find the most recent fantasy and science fiction projects that I've worked on. I've got a sci-fi anthology from about 4 or 5 years ago. And then a couple of fantasy novels.
Why should I be? You're concerned enough for both of us. But come on, you're worse than my shield wives. Have a drink. Have the whole damn keg if you want. And
Beer!
take this.
Beer for everyone!
The service is rendered. Now, all we have to do is sit back and wait.
Sit back and wait. Now I wonder what the follow-up is this gonna be.
Hello! I've been looking all over the city for you.
Dude, Emily's back. I fucking love her. She's so cool. My favorite character so far.
I had the hardest time finding you. Looked all over the city, even got lost once or twice. I did find an adorable sweet shop, though. They had these wonderful tiny cakes that were absolutely delicious.
Dude, cakes are amazing.
Oh, cakes could taste so good.
Alright. Did you need something specific?
Right to business, huh? Not even a hi, good to see you. Fine, fine. Anyway, High Priestess Solgra needs our help. She wants us to work together on this. When you have a moment, you need to go see her.
Any idea what she wants?
It's a rescue mission, but she said she wants to give you the details personally. After all, you did save her life. I can see it now. Oh, my savior. Let's retire to my private chambers so I can share the intimate details with you.
Dude, Emily is fucking awesome. Oh, that's hilarious.
Seriously, Solgra wants to keep this quiet. Said the situation was sensitive. She especially doesn't want the king to know. When I suggested asking the king for help, she insisted that that would only get more people killed. Just so you know.
Okay. So this is a hush-hush mission. Yeah, correct, Olivenko. So I multi-stream in 4 places. YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and TikTok. I've been full-time on YouTube for, it'll be 4 years in February. We added Twitch about 2 years ago. We just crossed our 2-year anniversary in October. I just added Kick and TikTok to the live stream rotation maybe 6 weeks ago. Like 6 or 8 weeks. Like I'm very early on with Kick and I mean, I've had a TikTok account that I've been using for my shorts for like 3 years. I also have an Instagram account, all that stuff, but I didn't start streaming until on TikTok until about like 6 weeks ago. I added it at the same time we added Kick. Yeah, Emily's awesome. All right. Shout out to my wife for that amazing breakfast. Some quesadillas, eggs, and bacon. All right. She doesn't want King Kirk to know about this.
No, doesn't have a clue. That's what makes it so exciting. This is an honest-to-goodness secret mission. I always wanted to go on a secret mission. Besides, once you talk to Solgra, you'll understand. She explains things much better than I do.
How did you get involved with the High Priestess?
Have you seen my bow skills? I'm sure Solgra noticed and said to herself, "That's a fine young lass. She can put a shaft through an apple balanced on the back of a moving Wamasu. I shall recruit her." Either that, or she was desperate for some help.
I love
I'll
the
meet
voices
up with
she
you
does.
later. Go see Solgra, but don't take too long. If I can raise a little gold, I'm on the next caravan out.
But yeah, I do. I mean, we probably do. I think it just depends on the day. I usually do between 15 and 25 videos every single day on YouTube. 2 live streams a day, sometimes 3 live streams a day. And then we cut the live streams into episodes, and in between that I do discussions and video reviews, and movie reviews, and game guides, and all sorts of other stuff. This is the day job. So I'm pretty much here 16, 18 hours a day. Woo! Wow! I fell off a bigger cliff than that when I was running around the landscape earlier. No, I don't wear contacts. These are just like blue light glasses. And I do have a slight stigmatism. These are like a 7-year-old prescription, 8-year-old prescription. I am going to the eye doctor in about 2 weeks. So our grandniece goes on vacation on the 17th, I think, or the 14th. It's either the 14th or the 17th. Whenever our grandniece goes on vacation and we're not watching her Monday through Friday, I'm gonna go to the eye doctor because I definitely need glasses because I've been getting, like, this year is the year that I've noticed I'm having close things are blurry. I had to increase the size of the font on my phone to like read TikTok and Instagram and stuff. And I have a hard time focusing on things that are like within 12 inches, and I used to not have a problem with that. So now, like, when I want to read, like that's tiny writing. I wouldn't be able to read it anyway. But if I were to want to read something in like a box, I have to like pull it away and I squint. So it's probably my stigmatism getting worse with age, and also just doing this. I've been in front of a computer screen for the last 18 years for like 16 hours a day, and it's just time. It's time to get glasses. So we're going to go to the eye doctor here. I was going to try to make it happen in November. It did not happen in November, so... Because we can't get away on Mondays through Fridays because we have responsibilities, so I can only go on the weekends. The eye doctor is in the next town over. We don't own a vehicle, so it's a process of... It's not where we can just go to the eye doctor. It's like we have to schedule it, schedule transport, go to the next town over. So that's going to be in December. I'm going to go hopefully get a prescription.
Coming along nicely.
That's not the door I need anywhere. Where is she? Yeah, I started having issues in June where I started getting, like, you could feel pressure and headaches. I wrote it off at the time because we were all playing Tainted Grail, and that game was horribly unoptimized, and there were lots of people complaining about getting headaches playing that game because it was just horribly unoptimized. And so I was like, oh, everybody else is getting headaches, I'm getting headaches too, it's just because it's an unoptimized game. But then they didn't get better. It just got, like, they were always there, and then having days when you get blurry vision, and after long sessions, it's like, yeah, it's probably time to start getting some actual eyeglasses. So But the ones I have are not actual, like, there is a tiny, I've always had like a tiny stigmatism in the right eye. And the glasses I do have are blue light glasses that I got 7 or 8 years ago, which have a slight prescription in them. How do I? Oh, there we go. Hinky sees we've all made that jump. Jump to your death, sir. Alright, let's see if I can make this jump. Oh my god! Fuck it. Let's use the soul stone. Dude, I have totally made bigger jumps than these. Apparently concrete hurts more than grass, I guess, maybe?
Thank you for responding so quickly to my summons, especially considering everything you've been doing to support the king. Did Everly tell you that I have a delicate situation?
She did say something about a secret
really use
mission.
Your help again. She can be rather exuberant, but I suppose the term is accurate.
Tainted Grail's really good. If you like Skyrim style Oblivion, if you like Bethesda style RPGs, it's a lot of fun.
With this matter.
Also, it's King Arthur, which is really cool. Like, it's a different take on the King Arthur mythology, but it's pretty interesting. I also have some secret sauce that I can't tell anybody about yet regarding Tainted Grail. Let's just say you should definitely play it if you haven't already played it, for reasons that I can't talk about yet.
A shield wife from one of the clans sent me an urgent plea.
I think I could say that without
it
breaking
appears that the
NDA.
clan's chief has been taken captive
haven't
by a
signed
fanatical
anything.
group of... How do I put this? They're members of a religious sect devoted to Trinimac.
Does the horse actually pad your falls, though? Because I jumped off a few minutes ago. When I jumped off the gate, I was on my horse, and it didn't pad my fall. This one was not. I just went straight for the concrete with my sandaled feet.
Yes, but it's not the same. The Vosh Rock
You should definitely play Tainted Grail, Deeks. It's really good.
Sacred teachings to their own purposes.
I did a stealth archer,
and influence at an alarming rate.
and then I started a
kill the captain
mage my
chief
second
in
time. It has a
name-
really unique magic system. Like turning people into cheese is pretty awesome. Like turning them into an actual piece of cheese as a mage is pretty cool. Like there's some really cool stuff. I had a great fun with my stealth archer.
Especially considering she can be rather a shield wife. Yes, but it's not. It will give the Orc traditionalists one more arrow to put in their quiver, and they won't use it only against us. King Korag and the Forge Mother have supported us. This will cripple their cause and turn everyone against Trinimac and his followers.
So what do you need me to do?
Go to Farin's stronghold and meet Everly. Stop the Vosh Rock and rescue the chief before it's too late. I just ask for your discretion in this matter. If the king finds out, he'll send an army, which will only result in more death and destruction.
Well, I will definitely go to the stronghold and
Two
meet
things before you
Emily,
go.
which is awesome because I love working
avoid
with Emily.
bloodshed on your way into the stronghold. The captives won't be immediately harmed if the Vosh Rock feels secure. Second, I'm not sure which chief was taken. The message I received was purposefully vague.
Any new games this month? Not really. Not new games, no. I mean, I'm going to do Guild Wars Reforged tomorrow. I've got 2 things that are happening on the 15th. Neither which are new games, but one of them is something new, and the other one is a continuation of something. I don't have any new releases planned for this month. The next new release I'm thinking of going to be diving into is going to be, and something could come along of like a sponsorship or something, but I think I'm going to do the early access for Hightail, which is I think January 13th. That was not on the calendar until last week. Like wasn't even aware of that game, but it looks cool enough. I'm going to go ahead and dive into that. And then after that is High on Life 2 is mid-February. So yeah, at the moment I'm just doing Elder Scrolls Online, Fallout 76, Cyberpunk 2077. I started Gran Turismo 7 the other day. Just kind of doing some stuff for me. We've got some early access titles this month. A couple of things that I can't talk about until the 15th gets here, so stay tuned for the 15th. But yeah, no major new releases, at least not at the moment. Things could change because if Starfield Shadow drops a DLC this month, I will go apeshit and go play that.
As with the attack on the temple, we don't want to give the captors a reason to act in haste. The longer they remain unaware of your presence, the better chance you'll have to locate and free the chief. I don't think so. At least not immediately. Not much. They're rather secretive, keep to themselves.
Why would they take the chief
They
hostage?
apparently can say what these extremists have in mind. I'm not privy to their ultimate goal.
Okay. Well, that's going to be a next time thing, everybody. Because I'm done for the morning. We're 4 hours in. That's a good stopping point. I should be back later today. We'll probably do some more Gran Turismo 7 this afternoon. I might change my mind and come back and play some Cyberpunk 2077 this afternoon. I don't know what time I'll be back because honestly we have a contractor coming today to do an estimate for the roof expansion. I don't know when he's coming or how long that's going to take, so I'm kind of just going to be waiting until he gets here before I move into my next stream. But it is 8 a.m. right now, which means grandniece goes to school in about 30 minutes, so I'm going to go help Chris get her prepped and ready so we can go to school. And then I'll just come back and I'll be working on getting videos out on YouTube. If you missed the episode today where we were talking about playing old games, that's going to get cut out and go up on YouTube here in the next 30 minutes to an hour, so stay tuned for that. And if you didn't get a chance to watch my review of Season 5 of Stranger Things, episodes 1 through 4, that went out yesterday afternoon, so check that out, and I'll catch everybody in the next stream. And if not today, I'll catch you tomorrow for more Fallout 76 in the morning and Guild Wars Reforged tomorrow afternoon.